Good morning and welcome to the craft room. I'm Ellie Barnes. I'm glad you can join me this morning. I wanted to show you a wonderful bundle that we have with Stamping Up called Enduring Beauty. It comes with stamps, dies and masks. Now this is ideal for anyone who doesn't like to do a lot of colouring because the dies and the masks all match the beautiful flower in the stamp set, and we can quickly colour in this image. So what I'm going to do before we go any further is make sure we are going live in the right place. So let me just check my other screen and make sure that that's happening. And it does look like we're there, so that's great. So we'll get started and I'll put you towards the desk. We'll have a look at what we've got and we'll come up with a beautiful card. It's a card I want to give to someone very special. She's been very close to me since Bella was born. She's one of Bella's aunties who unfortunately had to turn her daughter's life support off this week, and she's really struggled. We've all struggled with losing Cara, who was only in her mid-30s. So it's been a very sad time, and I wanted to make her a beautiful card. Not a sympathy card. We knew this would have to come. It's been 7 weeks and I wanted to make her something special that's just for her. So let's get into this and I'll show you this amazing set, Enduring Beauty. So just hold on while I turn you down to the desk and we'll get started. I'll just rearrange so we can get onto the desk. Hopefully I can get it. Some days I'm better at this than others. I've changed the setup slightly. So we'll get that one out of the road. We'll get the notes out of the road. You don't need to see my silly notes. And we'll get started. I'll move this up a bit. So now we're going to start with this one. This is the stamp set, the dies, and the masks. So the masks, you've got 5 of them so that you can colour in these flowers and their leaves and more detail on the leaves. Now, I'm just going to move some of these things out of the road so that's not too distracting for you. I might be able to, let's see if we can do this and just turn it slightly. That might be a little bit better. Now, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with this big, beautiful flower. And it is gorgeous. And I'm going to bring in my stamp. I've already mounted it on a block. Now, I'm using, which block's this called? F. F is our biggest block. You could squeeze it onto this one if you have it, the E block, but it is really tight. And I just felt a few things, it just hung over a little bit. So if you're going to get this, and there's another set that's coming out in the new catalogue, which will be similar to this with masks and dies, you will need this F block because it's even bigger than this, which is fantastic. So we'll start up with bringing in a mat. Got bits and pieces everywhere. It's been a bit of a juggle today, but that happens. Now, we're going to start up with, I'm using Memento Black. Now, quick hint, store it upside down because on our normal stamp pads, the pad is upside down in the case. This one's not, so I store mine upside down. And easy when it's a big stamp to dab onto the stamp rather than dab the stamp onto the ink pad. So we've got all that inked up. Now, this might look like I'm wasting a bit, but it's going to help us when we're doing our colouring in, I'm using a large piece here, and there's our image, and it's beautiful, isn't it? So we'll pop our stamp away. Now, I'm going to use it like this. No, it's going to be this way, I think. No, it's this. Oh, I think it was this way I was doing it. The first thing I'm going to do is take the first mat. Now, if I put this on here, exactly over the flower, and I take a pencil, there's a little notch here, but sometimes it's hard to line up, so I actually do little corners. Just helps me line up the next mat. The first colour I'm going to use is Berry Burst because it's one of my favourites. So I'll take my pink blender brush. This is how quick and easy this is to colour when you're using a mat. Now, that's just slightly moved. So we'll just hold that in place, and I'm just going to rub the brush over the flower. And these mats clean up easy. You can wash them, wipe them with a wipe, wipe them on your chamois. And there, you've got colour on your flower instantly. Now I'm going to take the next mat. Oh, hang on, I've got them around the wrong way. I'm going to take the next mat, which is actually mat 3 because they put the leaves in beforehand, but I'll do the leaves afterwards. So I'm going to line my mat up according to my marks. And it's now going to add a bit more colour in different places. So it's going to just make that a little bit richer. And you can go as dark or as light as you want. You add just whatever colour you want. And it's so easy. And quick. None of this colouring, working out shading. And there you have it. It's done all the shading for you. Love this. So I'll put Berry Burst aside now. And I'll take the next mat, and I've got to put it on it, the spot. Again, lining up my corners and my little mark. And I'm just going to take a darker colour. I'm taking Blackberry Bliss because this is the flower centres, and I want them just a little bit darker. And again, it's just as much colour or as little as you want. Who could believe you could colour so fast? And there's our flowers done. And onto the leaves. Just as quick. I'm using Old Olive. We better put our mat down. Again, line it up. This one actually is quite easy because you can actually see where to line them up just by the cut openings, because you're wanting to colour the leaves and the flower buds. And you might notice I start off on the mat so that the big, deep, dark splodges of green don't go onto the paper. So I just start off on the mat, and you can see where it gets really deep, dark splodges at first. So there's the leaves coloured. And last but not least, we're going to do the details of the leaves. And again, if it's not sitting just so, line it up, and then you can also check. For this one, I can see with the stems when it's in exactly the right position, because the stems are white. I'm again using old olive, and what that's going to do is, like with the flowers, it layers up the ink and gives a deeper colour in spots where this layer of colour is going. Nearly finished. And then we're finished colouring. None of this sitting for ages. There, it's done. Doesn't that look good? I think it looks fantastic. So, now that we've done that, before I cut that out, I'm actually going to stamp my image. So I'm going to cut this out with this one. Just like so. But I'm going to stamp my sentiment as well, so I can cut that out while we've got the cut and emboss machine over. And I've chosen, it comes with a number of sentiments. It's always been you, love endures all things, you mean so much to me, holding you close in my heart, and embrace the beauty of you. And I'm putting love endures all things because that's what's happened here. So we'll just, and I'm going to use this beautiful berry burst. I love berry burst. So that's a sentiment. And then while we've got so that will cut that out. So those two things need to cut out. And I want to use this die. Unfortunately, these dies are going to go away. They're going to disappear. So if you like them, you need to get online. I don't even know if they're still available. But they've got these two beautiful, beautiful sets of dies. Either one of these would go beautifully behind this flower. Actually, I was going to use the leaves. Maybe. Will I use the flowers? Let's have a look. Maybe we will, because that might look then like it's a flower upon flowers. Let's try that one. Can always change track halfway through, can't we? Now, I want to cut these dies are a little bit different size to our cardstock. They're, if I go down here to the corner of my mat, they're 13.5 by 10. So if I did my cardstock at 14 and well, actually, I just want to cut the die out because I want to put it on other cardstock. So I'm going to do 13.5 by 10. And I'll do it twice, and I'll show you why I want a second one as well. Thirteen and a half by 10. Now we'll bring in our cut and emboss machine. That happens to me occasionally. Does it happen to you? My handle pops out occasionally. Let's see if we can get this to work while I've got a loose handle. Another screwdriver. Well, actually, we'll just cut this one. And around. around. And you can see it's cut all the way through. I'll leave that for after. Just want to get those things out of the road. We'll fix that in a minute. I do need to cut this so it fits through. It's a bit, oh, it might fit through. There you go, it will fit through. Now let's get our die in place. And we'll get this one in place too. Now, oh, that little die down the bottom's moved. Can I adjust it? Oh, very good, Ellie. That was a fluke. Right. We'll take these off and let's see what we've got. So, we've got Love Endures, our flower, and if I take a pick, let's get this out of here and see what it's like. It's gone right to the edges, this one. I might have needed to leave a little bit more on it, but let's see how we go. See if I can get it off. Didn't want to have too much around the edge, but this die has even less edging on it than the other one. But I think it's worked. I'll clean all that up after. Bits and pieces going everywhere. Let's get all these little bits out and then have a look at it, see if this is going to look good. It looks like we're in for a very wet week this week with the weather. I left the washing out last night and it's all wet. So off to the dryer it went this morning. But wet weather always means crafting time to me. You've got an excuse, can't go out, so you stay in the craft room. I think we've just about got them all. Another one there. Now let me just whoosh that all to the side. I don't know that that's exactly how I wanted it to look. But let's have a look. I was going to put it on white. And I think that might be a bit busy underneath it. I don't know. I'm going to do something quite different. I'm going to cut another one, and I'm going to ask if you're watching, let me know which one you think might look better. So let's just cut another one. We'll just go slightly over the 10 this time. And what did I say? 13.5. Let's do the one I was going to do, the leaves. Because the colouring hasn't taken so long, we can have a little play like this and make a decision. Now, that's that one through. Let's see if we can get this out of its frame a bit quicker. Again, we've got to just peel it all back. Oh, come on through. Won't take long. Talk amongst yourselves. Nearly there. I do like these leaves. But then that might be just me. I might be just a bit partial. Now, before we go on, there is something I'm going to do. It's not going to be pure white on white. I was going to do this. So I'm not actually adding any more colour. I'm just using the colour that was on the brush just to add bits of colour to these leaves. And I can do the same with this one, and then we can have a look and see which one we think looks better. Because we're not wanting a lot of colour. It was going to be a white on white look, and I just thought a tad of colour now looked a little better. So we have two looks. We have that one and this one. Now I will hold them up closer. So this is what I was originally planning to do. So what do you think of that? Or should I use the flowers, which this will be trimmed around the edges like so? Which do you think is nicer? If you're watching, put an F for flowers or an L for leaves, and we'll see if we can get some ideas on whether we're going to use flowers or leaves. And I'm going to cut the cardstock while I wait to see if we've got anyone that would like to say whether they prefer it with the flowers or with the leaves. Bella's watching, my daughter Bella. So hello, Bella. Oh, we're now we're just going to cut. Actually, I was going to cut the card at 14, wasn't I? A little bit smaller than we normally do. And we will fold it like we usually do. Where's my bone folder? Up here. Has anyone got any ideas? Flowers? Renee says flowers. Good morning, Renee. I'm glad you can join me this morning. Hope you're having a lovely day where you are. Renee says flowers. So we're going to put the card on like so. All right, we'll go flowers. And so the flowers will go on like this, and this will go here. All right, so let's build that up. We'll pop these leaves aside. Now, what I'm going to do, some of these little edges, where's my snips, I just want to trim some of these really fine edges that aren't going to be necessary. So that it's a bit more smooth. Down the bottom here. I might just that's a bit of a quicker way, isn't it? Just snip along here. It just means that if it doesn't need an edge piece, it doesn't have it. And it just won't detract from our flowers. And we'll just pop some drops of glue on. I'm a big one for dots with this glue because people tend to use way too much more than they need. It's a strong glue and you don't need heaps and heaps. So just some dots is all we need. Just about there. This card comes together very quickly. Well, I might try and put a little dot there. Right. Oh, come on. Now it's going to sit on the white piece. And we want it exactly on top. And while that, I'm just going to put the block, the big block. This is how I make sure things are stuck down flat. Put my big block on top for a minute. And while that's there, I'm going to grab some dimensionals. Oh, they're way over here. Here's some. Got bits everywhere. My desk looks like a bomb hit it again. Does that happen to you? As fast as I clean it up, it gets a mess again. But I have been designing this week's classes, so the cards for the classes, so it's been rather exciting. Looking forward to classes this month. Right, and where was our greeting? Over here. We'll put some dimensionals on the back of that one too. Probably 3. You know me, I'm a bit generous with my dimensionals. So they've got the dimensionals. Let's have a look. This should be stuck now. Stuck to the table. And we're just going to glue that onto here. There we go. grab these dimensionals off the flower. Oh, I think I filled up my thing. Get rid of those. Oh no, it is off. It's this one. Do you ever do that? I always check. Sometimes I leave one on and I don't realise it. Now, we were going to go this way. And I'm going to pop that there. Now, before I pop on my... In fact, I don't need that one on there. I'll use a bit of glue on that side. We'll take him off with the spatula end. We can use a bit of glue there. Before I put that on, I want to put a little bit of bling. Now, I did grab out my... Where did I throw it? I threw a lot of things out of the road, so I had room on my desk, and I might have thrown the bling away. Ah, here's some bling. No, we don't want that ribbon. Bling, bling, bling. And look, I've got a piece I was using before. This is also going to go. This is the in colour ribbon. What did they call it? I've got the other one here. They called it metallic something. Metallic woven ribbon. And this is actually in the Moody Mauve, which was the colour I was originally going to use. But if I pull out a few of these strands, it still will match. And that's what I want to use, because I don't want a big, thick piece of ribbon. I want a whole lot of little wispy bits. So, I've got 2 there. And I've cut a decent size. So, it's just a matter of taking one and pulling it out. We'll get one more, eh? Now, they're all over the place now. What I want to do is I sort of just want to have a bit of a nest of ribbon underneath, and I'll need to sort of, I'm going to put a little bit of tear and tape where I'm going to put it. And look, you could be really fussy and try and get it perfect, but there's no perfect in any card making, I find. You just go with it. And I'm just going to pile it up a bit. I don't mind that it's sort of a bit messy and it goes over the flower, because it's sort of that feel. Too much over that side. So, and then I'm going to need another drop of glue on this side. And this is just going to sit, oh, I didn't take these off. It's going to sit over here. And so we've got these wispy bits. If there's too much, you can trim them off, but I don't mind it like that. And to add to the card, now I grabbed out a few different ones. I'm actually thinking this one might be the way to go. The Berry Burst sequence. So we'll pop the others aside. Bent me thing. And I'm just going to use some of the smaller ones, I think. Go back to me point. And I'm just going to pop them around. One in there. One down here. I want to put one over here. And I think we'll put one in here. Now, that's the outside of my card done. But I do like to do something on the inside. So we'll take this piece of cardstock that we used before, and I'm just going to trim it. I think I've got it at 10, and I'm just going to trim it down to 13.5. Now, I'm going to use part of this. Oh, that looks awfully wide. It's more than 10. It might be 11. It is. That looks better. Gotta have a laugh, don't you? Now, I'm only going to use part of this. So I'm going to ink it up. And I do want to colour it, but we saw how easy that is, so I'm going to do that again. I'm just going to bring in this because I will go off the edges a bit. And we'll bring in those colours again. And again, I can do this quick and easy because I've got my mats still here. So let's bring out the first one. And I know that we're looking at there. Because I can line this up, oh, a bit dark in the middle, Ellie. Doesn't matter. One. Now we're talking, that was this way. Are we talking this one? This one's going to take me another minute. I think it's there. It's just about there. There. There we go. Put that aside. Bring in our Blackberry Bliss. And we're using this one. And I sort of can just, I'm just doing this by feel, this one. By look and feel. It may not be perfect, this one, but it's close. There you go. That looks all right. And then let's bring in our old olive. And you could do the same thing on the envelope, which I probably will, but I won't do it in the video here because I want her to receive something that really gives her a sense of she's cared for despite all that is going on in her life. Oh, bit of that wispy stuff all over the place. Let's get that back in spot. And then bring this one in. And it looks like it's, is it this one? It's close. Yep, that's it. There you go. How quick was that? And we'll pop that inside the card. I think this is going to be my new go-to set, because if I need a card quickly, this is it. I don't have to sit there colouring. Get it straight, Ellie. It's up a bit high, but it'll be fine. It's handmade after all. So we'll pop that back on there. So doesn't that look nice and bright and cheery? I've got a couple of bits that are a bit long. Might have to trim them. They're hanging too far. There we go. I'll just trim a few bits. So there we go. That's the card. And that's the inside. So hopefully you enjoyed that. I'll just turn you back to me. There we go. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and it encourages you to go and check this out. This bundle, Enduring Beauty, is going to be going over into the new catalogue. Oh, Renee, you've just had it delivered this week. Yes. I'd love to see what you do with it. You have to send me a picture of what you do, because I really love it. I am just delighted with this. I should have discovered it sooner. But I must admit, masks scared me. Until now, I've played with them and I'm like, yes, this is so easy. So I'm glad you were able to join me. I will be here again next week and we'll do something different. We might actually get a sneak peek at something out of the new catalogue. But keep an eye out. I have put on that the items that are retiring will no longer be available as of as of the end of the month, but as they sell out, they will disappear. So I would suggest that if there's something you like, grab it now, but things will be going on special on the 9th of April. So keep an eye out. I'm sure you'll see something you'll like. I've got a few things that I still have to get before they disappear. And other than that, have a good week. Try and stay dry. It's supposed to be a very wet one. And we'll catch up with you next Saturday. Take care and thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.